The difficulty of the 5th floor compared to the 4th floor was too high, so Hyun needs to think things over a bit before going back, so he takes a break. While resting, Hyun thought that the 5th floor of the awakening mission was difficult in Asura, but here it's even more so. However, he can't give up since his pride as a ranker in Asura is at stake there. At that moment, noticing that the wind was quite cold, he gets an idea, so he exits the rest mode and enters the game again. The awakening stage begins. They get through the floors easily as they don't have to worry about the floors they have already managed to get through, so until they complete the 4th floor and get some time to rest and distribute the points they received. The 5th floor begins. They have a plan prepared for it. The battle begins. Unlike the first time, they have the advantage. The damage of the vision sword is equivalent to what a second of absorption blocks. There is a limit to how much this ability can withstand per hit without Hyun taking damage. It is more efficient to absorb several attacks than a single strong one. To maximize the efficiency of vision sword, Hyun had Ain learn a wind type skill and temporarily step out of the group to allow allied fire by absorbing several attacks. From Ain's wind magic, Hyun can use almost all the damage on his vision sword. After that skill became so strong that it can block a named monster's attacks and doesn't lose any balance thanks to Ain's skill called Wind Barrier. Before the vision sword's duration expires, Hyun will get as close as he can and cut the clone down so as to give him no chance to use abilities. Ain distracts her copy by running in circles and uses her wind attacks to prevent it from approaching, while Hyun takes care of the support. So while she is doing her job, Hyun must take care of her clone as fast as possible, but things get complicated because the clone uses its ultimate ability, Soul Mirror, an ability that allows it to become a copy of the target, as long as its level is not higher. So now they are fighting against two Ain. Both clones attack Hyun. It looks like it was going to end there, but Ain saves him and tells him to concentrate. Despite everything, Hyun starts to have fun, but they have to think about what they need to do to defeat both clones. It's been 10 minutes since they both entered the 5th stage. It's not getting any easier. Hyun's fairy blood cloak effects activate. He will have it for 25 seconds. The opponent can fully defend with a second of absorption, and Hyun is barely able to dodge his attacks, and even if he manages to do so, a second attack will go to his blind spots. So far, he was able to hold on thanks to Ain's support, but that reached its limit. Moments later, one of the clones starts to gather the flames. It was his ultimate ability, Vestige Explosion, an ability that gathers the remains of the mana that was used on the spot and fires it. The more mana it gathers, the bigger the attack will be. It is an ability so powerful that it can destroy the game stage. To top it off, the other clone prepares another ultimate. Both use it at the same time, being an ability that scales with recent mana. If you add the mana from the first ultimate to the second one, how big will it become? They won't be able to defend themselves, so Hyun has no choice but to change the direction of the attack by any means possible, and he manages to do so. However, the stage collapses and the energy of the abyss begins to seep in. A mortal soul can't withstand the energy of the abyss. Thanks to this, one of the clones dies. Hyun doesn't want to use that strategy, but it's the only chance. Hyun admits that they are at their limit. All the strategies he prepared failed, so he approaches the clone and uses a second absorption and shield at the same time and tells Ain to push him, and so they finally pass the 5th level. Next, in the Assyrian Monitoring Center, they looked at how they had both been able to overcome the 5th stage. No one was supposed to be able to beat the 5th level, but they didn't consider the map breaking as a variable. This guy named Robert thinks the vision sword is too broken. However, this other guy replies that it has too many restrictions to say that it is. This one asks everyone to calm down, as Assyrian is a complete game. There is only one person who has the authority to play Assyrian. That's why they should just keep watching. Back in the game, they are unable to look at the other awakened skills. They had this option removed because the stage was broken, so the awakened skill is automatically selected for them. But they can't do anything anymore, so they will see the skills. The next day, Hyun attends a class meeting and everyone is talking about Assyrian. Even though they are now college students, the fact that they only talk about games hasn't changed. Hyun has no need to join the conversation. However, Kim Yi-hoon sits at his desk to talk to him. Yi-hoon recently started playing Assyrian and asks Hyun if he plays too. Hyun replies, but it's weird to him because he never talked to this guy in high school. Yi-hoon cuts to the chase and knows that the game Hyun used to play was Asura, so he offers Hyun to become a pro player. Yi-hoon is trying to go pro in that team, but he heard that they are looking for experienced Asura players online. That's why he asks Hyun for his help, because if a player like him applies, Stardust will accept him quickly. However, Hyun refuses and says he will think about it later. However, he shows him some gratitude for that offer. He tells him talks about a hidden mission